Hi, everybody. Anna here with Coldwell Banker First Ottawa. I'm going to be doing a bunch of these little interviews with some of my friends and people that I deal with within my real estate business. So today I'm very honored and happy to be speaking to Julie Sheremeto. She is with Mortgage Advisors. Julie is an amazing mortgage expert whom I send clients to all the time. So because of this COVID-19 business that we're all dealing with, we're all staying home and staying safe, I thought I would do some videos, some interviews with some people that I think could help you while you're at home, staying safe. You may have some questions. If not you, maybe some family and friends that you can pass this video on to. So Julie, welcome to our first interview ever.
Yay!
And if you could just take a couple of minutes and introduce yourself, that would be great.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for doing this, and I think it's really important to bring us to people when they can't come to us. So if there's some questions we can answer, then hopefully we reduce the anxiety level a little bit.
Perfect.
My name's Julie Sheremeto. I'm with the Mortgage Advisors. So I'm a mortgage agent, and that means that I have access to about 30 or 40 different lenders, depending on what the right fit is for you. So I do all of the pre-approvals for people right through to finding them the lender and the mortgage product that's the right fit for them. And then after closing, staying in touch with them. So I'm basically the financing side of the mortgage transaction for all sorts of different home related financing.
Right. Awesome. And Julie's amazing at what she does. So can you maybe give us a quick update on how the industry has changed or what's happening since the COVID-19 outbreak? That would be really interesting.
Absolutely. It has, as we know, kind of turned the whole world on its head, and we're all readjusting to how we can adapt and still be there to help people. So for mortgage transactions, the fortunate thing for our industry is that we were fairly virtual before. So I probably only met about 10% of my clients face to face. So personally, for my role, I'm able to still do 100% of my job from home, which is very, very fortunate. On the back end, the lenders have all transitioned to work from home models as well, or minimizing workplace people in the workplace so that they can still proceed with lending and with funding. So lenders are still lending. That has not changed, which is, again, very fortunate. We are adjusting a few things because e-signatures are now going to kind of be at the forefront of what lenders have to accept and how they're going to try to manage that. But that is being mitigated. So e-signatures are a thing, and the lawyers, appraisers, and all of that, everybody's working together to come up with a method that works. So when a lender needs an appraisal done, they're accepting modified appraisals so that the appraiser doesn't have to physically go into the home to be able to do it. So everybody's kind of still working together and has come up with some solutions to keep business ticking through, for sure.
Okay, great. So for anyone who's, a lot of my clients are kind of waiting this out, and if they're not in a dire need to move, they're waiting. But there are people out there. I mean, real estate has been deemed an essential service because there are people out there who do need to move for lots of different reasons. So those people who are thinking about, okay, I really need to do this, how is this going to affect, how is getting financing going to affect my move? Or if I've already purchased a home and I've lost my job, what happens? Can you enlighten us on that?
For sure. There's a number of factors at play. So the first thing is for anybody that's already purchased, if you've received a mortgage commitment, it is very likely that any potential upcoming or recent job loss is not going to jeopardize that commitment. So you should still be able to close on time. All of the lenders that I'm getting information from have made the statements that prior to a certain date, as long as everything was committed and certain documents were received in time and your financing condition was waived by a certain date, then there's not going to be a re-audit of that file. They're not going to ask for an updated job letter. So still talk to your financial advisor, your mortgage advisor, whomever you're dealing with for your mortgage to make sure that you're okay. So do keep them posted of any change, but not necessary to update the lender because they're still backdating those, and people should not worry so much. People that are looking to purchase or need to purchase and move in the near future, it's going to be important that they still have an income. So the lender's not going to issue a new mortgage commitment if there has been an interruption in income. For the most part, there are exceptions to that, but the best thing to do is reach out. Let's see if we can get you qualified, even if it's just one income in the household that's left. We'll see if that qualifies the purchase. We can look at alternative lending solutions if that's an option. So there's a couple of workarounds, but the primary piece is to get that mortgage secured while you're working, for sure.
Oh, okay, that's great. Anything else that you want to add to, like, I'm sure that you've been bombarded with questions over the last few weeks. Anything that's come up that you wanted to share?
Absolutely. There's two things that are still ongoing and keep coming up daily through my inbox and through phone calls. So the first one is mortgage payment deferrals. Okay. Lenders are on board with this. It's a very, very simple process. A lot of them have online portals now so that you can go online and apply for it. You do not need to show or prove that you've had a reduced income. And the intention is that it's not going to affect your credit bureau. So there's a lot of misinformation out there that it's going to cost you, tens of thousands of dollars more interest, that it's going to affect your credit. Now, in all fairness, it might in the short term affect your credit because the systems aren't necessarily in place to stop it reporting, and they're trying to do that, but it might not happen in time. So there might be a few errors, but they will be corrected. So you're not going to take a hit in the long run. So if you need a payment deferral because you have been affected by this, don't hesitate to take it. If you can make your mortgage payment, then continue to make it, because it is going to cost you a little bit more because of compounding interest. But if you need it, it's there, and use it. Absolutely. And you contact your lender directly for that.
Okay. So and how long do they defer it, Julie? Like a month or 3 months, or does it depend?
Maximum of 6 months, but it is case by case. So they're looking at each application and they're seeing how long it makes sense to defer for. And then if it needs to be extended, they can always do that. So apply for kind of what you think you're going to need and then extend if you need to. Okay. Yeah. A maximum of 6 months right now. Okay. Great. And that, so that's mortgage deferrals. So reach out to your lender, reach out to me, whomever we can help you. Interest rates as well have been a hot topic because we have seen over the last 4 weeks huge fluctuations. Headed into the spring market, we saw fixed rates come way down. Variable rate discounts were already pretty deep. So people were getting prime minus 1% on mortgages. That was fairly common. And then the crisis hit. And so banks kind of freaked out a little bit, and rightly so, because they need to stay liquid. They need to make sure they have the money to loan out to people. And they know that they're going to be facing some defaults and things like that in the upcoming, months. Right. So in anticipation of that, they sort of stemmed the flow and increased their interest rates because of a bit of a risk premium there. So fixed rates went up, and then variable rate discounts diminished, which is kind of counterintuitive and has caused, I think, the most confusion in the market, because everybody sees the headlines that the Bank of Canada has cut interest rates, cut interest rates, cut interest rates. That has brought prime rate down for the banks, but their discounts from prime have disappeared. So where you could get a mortgage at prime minus 1, you're now looking at maybe prime plus 0.2%. Okay. So yes, your interest rate is lower because Bank of Canada dropped, but the banks have sort of compensated for that. So still definitely worthwhile looking at. If you're paying, over 3.25%, I'd say right now on your mortgage, let's take a look and see if it makes sense to make a switch. But it's not as beneficial as it was about a month ago when people were making that decision. Yeah, and that's the thing. Things are changing daily. I know with real estate, it's what we were doing today will change by tomorrow. So yeah, exactly. And I have to be really fluid with how things are. That's exactly it. And I've even seen some rate drops come through my email this morning, just by a little bit, but kind of, spiked up, and now everybody's kind of adjusting. And so we're starting to see all those different market forces come into play, and we're just keeping an eye on it daily. It's really minute by minute updates for sure. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to ask. I'm going to put your information at the end of this video so that if anyone wants to reach out and chat with Julie, you'll have that information, guys. She's lovely. She's how long have you been doing this, Julie? About 3.5 years. Okay. 3.5 years. High school math teacher for 15 years, and then did a 180.
Oh my God, you taught math in high school? I didn't know
I
that.
sure did. I sure
Wow.
did.
Ah.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
This is more fun, especially
yeah.
because I can help people in a different way now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, I refer a lot of my clients to Julie, and it's always a very positive experience for everyone. And so thanks for your time, Julie. I really appreciate it. Everyone stay home, stay safe. And
Absolutely.
yeah, thanks,
Wash
Julie.
your hands. Thanks, Anna.
Okay. Bye,
Okay.
everyone. Have a great day.